Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Hank's Movie Ranks. I know it's been a minute. I've been a little off the YouTube train for a while in terms of actually wanting to film and stuff. That's my bad. However, I had to come back because tomorrow, as of the time I'm filming this, is like my favorite event, period, of the year. It's the Oscars, of course. I love them. That's what a lot of this channel is built off of, is ranking them or predicting and all that. So, as you can tell by the title, we're doing the final Oscar predictions for this year. Hoping to do pretty well on my predictions for tomorrow night's Oscars. And who knows? It's a pretty interesting year with a lot of the races. I feel like I'll touch on them as I go through. I feel like it could go a lot of ways. There's for Best Picture, two incredibly strong candidates, probably the strongest 1-2 punch of candidates we've seen in a long time. And so, yeah, it should be a pretty fun award show tomorrow night. But with that, let's just jump right in. I'm going to start from the bottom and kind of work my way up in terms of the level of category. Not to say that any of the technical categories aren't important. Some of them are very important and some of my favorite categories. But that being said, obviously, we want to build up to Best Picture at the end. So for some of them, I'll touch on what I would pick personally and then what my actual prediction is going to be. Have off to the side here the list of them just in case I forget a couple on the way. And yeah, let's kind of just jump right in then. So starting off, we're gonna do the short films. I haven't seen any of them. I don't know much about them. So I'm kind of just going with what the consensus number ones are on a lot of these. So if you want more in-depth detail on predicting those, I would find a different video somewhere else. I don't, have a lot of insight on that. But for documentary short, I'm going to do All the Empty Rooms. That seems to be the favorite right now. Even though the shorts always seem to kind of go all over the place with what's actually favored and what wins. But as of right now, that seems to be the favorite. For live action short, I'm going to go with Two People Exchanging Saliva. Again, that kind of just seems to be the top pick. And animated short, I'm going to go with Butterfly. Same thing. Kind of seems to be a consensus favorite. We'll see if any of those actually end up hitting. But those are going to be my picks for that. Best visual effects. The movie itself didn't perform very well. This is its only nomination. But that being said, I think you'd be insane not to say that this is going to be Avatar, Fire and Ash. I didn't even love the movie as much, but I still got to admit, the visuals are obviously, as always with those movies, stunning. Moving on, we're going to go with Best Sound. I think this is going to go to F1. It could go to Sinners, just if the Academy obviously loved Sinners. It broke the record for nominations. If they want to give it to over award it, and not necessarily that it wouldn't be deserved, but just in terms of what it's kind of predicted, if they wanted to give it more awards than the kind of consensus, this would be one that it could pick up. But they have also in the past given a lot of vroom vroom car movies the award for best sound, so I'm gonna stick with F1 here. Best original song, it's gonna be Golden from K-pop Demon Hunters. The only one that would maybe have a chance again would be if they really are on the Sinners hype train tomorrow night and they gave it to I Lied to You. That's, I think, the best scene of the movies this year is the I Lied to You scene. But as a song itself, it's a little bit shorter. And I don't know, Golden's been winning everything. It's massive. I mean, I'm sure anyone, even if they don't know movies, has heard that song at this point. Best original score is going to be Sinners. He's won everywhere. In the precursors, it just seems pretty clear at this point. Makeup and hairstyling, I think it's pretty clearly going to go to Frankenstein. They've won everywhere for that stuff. As well as costume design and production design, I think are also going to be Frankenstein. They have been winning all of those awards at pretty much every award show. And it's fair. The technical aspects on Frankenstein with the costumes, with the production, with the makeup are all obviously fantastic. So I think that's totally fair. Film editing, this is another one where it could be F1 just because kind of in the same thing with score. They really love the quick cut, fast vehicle movies. However, I think this will go in one battle after another. It has won a lot of the editing precursors at a lot of the other award shows. So I think it'll probably continue to win that. Cinematography, I think at this point also will probably go to one battle after another. This one's a little different because Kind of the precursor awards have been a little split. Like Train Dreams has won a little bit, Sinners has won a little bit, One Battle has won a little bit as well. At this point, it seems like that's kind of the leader in the clubhouse, though, with One Battle, so I'm going to rock with that. Best casting seems pretty clear that it's going to be Sinners at this point. Any award where they've done casting, it's won. It won Best Performance by a Cast at the SAG Awards. It just kind of seems running away with it at this point. It's a little weird since obviously it's a brand new category. We haven't seen the award given out or really know a precedent for what they are looking for per se, but it seems pretty clear at this point that Sinners will win that. Best documentary feature. Again, I haven't seen any of these. And this is another category where sometimes it kind of goes against what the favorite is expected to be. But The Perfect Neighbor seems to be the favorite, so I'm going to pick with that right now. It was really popular on Netflix, and I think a lot of people really enjoy that documentary, so I'm going to keep rocking with that. Moving on to international. This one is very tough. It's between two. It's between The Secret Agent or Sentimental Value. It Was Just an Accident. Actually, it's probably my favorite of the ones I've seen from this category. But that, Surat, and the voice of Hind Rajab all are not nominated in Best Picture like the other two are, so it's pretty clearly a two-horse race at this point. Now, does the Brazil contingent in the Academy come together again and push The Secret Agent to the win like last year with I'm Still Here? That's possible. It's a very solid movie, great performance out of Wagner Moura, of course. That being said, Sentimental Value had a lot more nominations here at the Oscars. Like pretty much everyone in its main cast got nominated. It got director. So despite the fact that it seems pretty clear that should be that one, I don't know. I think it's really up in the air. I'm gonna stick with Sentimental Value just because they showed it a lot more love with the nominations it has. But I would not be shocked at all if The Secret Agent won here with kind of some momentum building behind it. Best Animated Feature. This is going to be K-Pop Demon Hunters at this point. It's won everywhere that animated awards have really been given out. Personally, I think I might have liked Zootopia 2 a little bit more out of the ones I've seen. I've seen those two and Elio, but at this point, it's pretty clear K-Pop will win. The screenplay categories, I can just breeze through here. Sinners will win original. One Battle will win adapted. I would pick both of those to win each of their respective categories as well. And they've won everywhere leading up to the show. So I would be shocked if either of those didn't go the way I just said. Best Supporting Actress is all over the place, man. Critics' Choice, Amy Madigan wins. Golden Globe, Tiana Taylor wins. The BAFTAs, Wunmi Mosaku wins. You're like, okay, who do we go with? And then at the SAG, Amy Madigan wins again. So the fact that she has two and everyone else only has one apiece, is that the deciding factor? Should we go with her? Although her movie is the weakest because it's the one she's the only nomination for the movie. The other two are incredibly highly nominated and are the clear two frontrunners for Best Picture. Man, I don't know. It's tough to pick. It'll be one of the first awards of the night, and I think this could really show where Best Picture is going. If either Tiana Taylor or Wunmi Mosaku win early on, I'm going to be like, oh, either Sinners if it's Mosaku, or One Battle after if it's Taylor. I'm like, oh, that movie's winning Best Picture, because that will be a great sign of strength early on. That being said, I don't know if we're going to get that, because I'm going to predict Amy Madigan. It seems like, her most recent momentum, she's got the most awards. She got more of the career narrative as well. I could see them going with her. Best Supporting Actor. I kind of wanted it to be Stellan Skarsgård, but at this point, it really seems like it's going to be Sean Penn. This is a great category. All 5 of these nominees are fantastic in their given roles. It really seemed like it was going to be Skarsgård after he won the Golden Globe, but BAFTA and SAG have now both gone to Sean Penn. The only thing is Sean Penn has just seemed to not care at all about this award season. He hasn't been at any of the shows. So maybe the fact that he's not giving any speeches, like the Academy members would be like, oh, let's go a different direction. Possible. I don't know. I just feel like he's shown so much strength at these other shows. with winning that I'm going to go with Sean Penn at this point. And in fairness, I do think he is my favorite of the performances from this category. Best Actress, it's been over since the movie came out. It's Jessie Buckley. She hasn't lost anywhere in terms of the precursors coming up to this award show. I don't foresee it changing. And I also think it's a very valid win. She gives a phenomenal performance. Best Actor, I won't lie, I had way back, right before the movie came out, I'd put a bet on Timothée Chalamet. So selfishly, I hope he wins. I also do think he gives the best performance. He would be my personal pick, although that's not to hate on any other nominees. This is a fantastic lineup this year in terms of the nominees from this category. However, I think with some of the public perception of Timmy right now and what he's been doing, he's kind of been killing his momentum. And who's gotten the momentum now? Michael B. Jordan. He's also in the stronger movie. I think at this point, he's the one who's going to take it. So, I don't know. I always was holding out hope. I'm like, oh, I think Timmy's still going to have it. But then he didn't win at BAFTA. He didn't win SAG. Although BAFTA didn't really help us because they went to a guy who was nominated at all here. But I think at this point, the momentum is with Michael B. Jordan. And I think that's going to stick. So I think he's going to be the one who wins tomorrow. Moving on to our final two categories, the biggest ones of the night. Best Director. This is Paul Thomas Anderson. Maybe Ryan Coogler could surprise if they're really getting behind Sinners tomorrow. But, like, even if Sinners wins Best Picture, I think they would split picture and director. And director would go to One Battle because literally every single where you can give out an award to a director, they've given it to Paul Thomas Anderson. He's past due with, he's never won an Oscar and had so many nominations. I think at this point, tomorrow was finally his time. He is going to win Best Director. And finally, Best Picture, the big one of the night, of course. My personal pick would be One Battle. It was my favorite movie of the year. That's not to say I would be mad if it's any of the other ones. I mean, Sinners is my second favorite of the year. Marty Scream's my third favorite of the year. I could really be fine with any of them. But it's a two-horse race. It's One Battle or it's Sinners. I'd be very happy with either of them winning. At this point, I could see either of them winning. I really do think this is like the strongest 1-2 punch of the top two Best Picture contenders at the awards we've ever seen. In literally any other year, Sinners is probably running away with this. They have the most nominations ever. There's so much love behind it. It won SAG Ensemble. It's got a bunch of acting nominees. It's got everything. Unfortunately, it doesn't quite have the package that One Battle After Another has right now. Literally anywhere. Like, the thing is, any of these times when you see a bit of an upset or a movie that comes on strong, think Parasite versus 1917, think Moonlight versus La La Land. The movie that was in the lead and ended up losing and getting upset by the kind of rising movie at the very end had a flaw. Like, it didn't win the Best Picture award somewhere, or in 1917, it didn't have any acting love, all of them had a flaw. One Battle doesn't. It's won everywhere it's been nominated. The BAFTAs, Best Picture. Golden Globes, Best Picture. Critics' Choice, Best Picture. It won the Producers Guild. It won the Writers Guild. It won the Directors Guild. It literally has not lost anywhere it's gone. So despite the fact that Sinners is probably the strongest number 2 contender ever, you literally can't make. The only thing that would make a stronger overall Best Picture winner package for One Battle would have been if it won Best Ensemble at SAG. That literally is the only top end biggest award of the night it hasn't won at a given award show. So because of that, despite the fact that Sinners has a lot of momentum right now, obviously the Academy loves it, gave the most nominations ever. We still got to acknowledge it's not like One Battle was that far off. They had, was it 13, 14? So they were right there too. So yeah. So despite the fact that I think Sinners is incredibly strong, definitely is a worthy contender, I just don't see how I can pick against One Battle in my prediction because none of the award shows have up to this point. So the Oscars picking sinners would be unprecedented in terms of this year's winning awards set. So because of all that, I'm still sticking with One Battle, even though the momentum for Sinners has been gaining very strong. But I still think One Battle After Another will pull it out in the end. Paul Thomas Anderson will finally be a Oscar winner with multiple wins tomorrow night. So yeah, those are my predictions. I am pumped to watch the show because, like I said, even though I still think it's probably going to be a pretty heavy night for One Battle After Another winning stuff, I could definitely see a lot of categories going a lot of different ways. So I am super excited. It's it's probably my favorite event of the year. I will be locked in from the second Conan O'Brien walks on the stage till the very end after Best Picture is announced. So I'm super excited. Hope you guys are too. Those are all my predictions for tomorrow's show. And, hopefully I go 23 or 24 now of 24. I won't, but hopefully I do. That'd be sweet. Anyway, thank you guys for watching, and I will get a ranking video coming up soon. Obviously, I've done that for a ton of the lineups in the past of ranking them. I've seen all 10 of them now for this year. So obviously, I got to get that ranking out soon. Maybe I'll film it tomorrow morning before the show actually happens. But anyway, thank you guys for watching. Catch you in the next one.